edit the video.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's rate the movie first. Then.
Cool.
We'll start. We'll probably work our way up the scale here. So we'll start with Adam.
Work our way up the scale.
Yeah.
Oh man. Just to reiterate, like this movie started off really bad. Then it became the storyline was more interesting than the the actual movie itself, if that makes sense. Like, give this movie like a modern day recasting and like wipe our woke minds, and let's just redo this in a more like, I don't know, serious. And my problem was with the actors and the dialogue and stuff like that. So
first off,
could have done.
But before you say another word,
okay,
there were no actors in this movie.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
rate it properly.
I'm gonna give it.
Certainly were.
I'm giving it a 5, Andy.
All right, Chef.
All right. Well, I honestly still don't know if I love it or if I hate it. Like, that's where I'm at with this movie. Which,
Okay.
Let me speak, please.
I want you to think of this woman here.
Counselor Brandon.
Aunt Martha. You think of her performance. All right.
Why is it just... There are some real characters in this movie. There's a lot going on. It's definitely fun to talk about. I wouldn't, like, this is a movie I would watch again with a group of people. But I will never, ever turn this on just for the funsies of it. Like, I watched it. It's good. Bucket list item. Done. But if I got a couple of friends together and I was like, you guys want to see something weird? This is exactly what this is similar. Yeah? So that being said, I'm going to give it a 6 because there is entertainment value in this, for sure. But I do not think it is absolutely essential to watch. That's it.
All righty. 6. Joe, the horny teen perspective on this movie?
To give a horny teen perspective on anything.
Oops, you really missed an opportunity there.
I just thought of the horny teen angle like before.
That's a good name though. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm glad I watched this movie. I am. It's like I said, I was not into it. I thought it was kind of dumb, and then we were introduced to the cooks, and I was like, well, now I have to see how exactly this whole movie pans out, because the shit is off to a really weird start.
Yeah.
So I was totally, that's when I sat up in my chair and was like, no way.
Right.
And I would recommend this to other people. I would tell them to watch this movie. I would try to watch this with them. I want to see reactions, because and afterwards I felt filthy. Like, I did watch Requiem for a Dream. Like, I didn't know how to feel. Like, it was like I didn't know what to do. So I just stared off into space for 20 minutes contemplating the meaning of life. What if I just it's so weird.
Joe had said my feelings better than I did, I think.
I was thoroughly impressed by the time that this movie was finished. And I laughed out loud multiple times at some of the friggin' nonsense in it. You know, I mean, it's crazy weird. So I'm going a 6.5. I mean, it's not mind altering, it was mind altering, but it's not like, to me, it was, I think it's a hard sell to other people to get them to like this movie that much. I don't know these types of people in my life. I don't know. The types of people I hang out with would not be interested in waiting for the sweet payoff of this movie. You know,
I think the payoff was every scene, though.
Yeah,
but I would if I could get people that wanted to watch it, or would be open-minded about it. Yeah, I'd be into this. This movie's it's pretty fucking it's decent. It's better than Final Destination.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So sit on that. I don't even know what I gave that one, but I mean, this is 6.5. I'm not even going to worry about what I gave other horror movies.
All right.
This is what I feel right now.
All
I think
right.
I gave it a 4.
Now we battle for first and second. Herschel, what do you?
Battle
What's your
first
rating?
and second.
So, like I said,
Look at the distress on
not a
this man.
wasted- there's not a wasted scene here.
Don't quit the movie club.
But I'll tell you what, in all honesty. So, I'm sorry, Brandon is right. There are no actors in this movie, but they were not afraid to take chances with this movie. So, no budget, no actors, and everybody that talked about it, the few that we've heard from here, you stayed through the whole thing. You thought about cutting it off. You stayed through the whole thing, and you were all glad you finished it. And I don't think anybody saw the end coming. You knew what you were getting into, but you had no idea. And this little cheap movie that was made for $47, it kept you guessing, and you were wrong until the very end. But it is nostalgic, and like everybody else has said, I have seen it multiple times. I know what's happening, and I still enjoy it every time. So it's probably going to shock you. I'm going to give it an 8. This is an 8. This is a solid 8.
Okay.
Because they do a lot of conventional horror things, but then there's a lot of non-conventional things. How many kids get killed in movies nowadays? You don't see it. Pretty much everybody that gets killed here is a kid.
Yeah.
With a kid killer, obviously. But anyway, solid 8. It's good that they made 5 sequels because 84 minutes was just not enough. Bam. Done. Cut print.
Counselor.
I think his beard is interfering with the microphone.
It's possible.
Yeah, a lot of static coming off that thing. Did you comb it with a? Did you comb it with a balloon today?
His beard should act like a pop filter.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with everything that Herschel said. Usually, you don't get to make a sequel unless the first movie does well. Well, you get to make a sequel when you only paid $50 to do the first movie.
Yeah, the budget was
So-
350,000.
Holy shit.
It made 11 million. Now, granted, this 83 money or 79 money. I feel like, given the way like some of the scenery and stuff in the wardrobe, I feel like this was shot like 79. It was not quite into the 80s. Like
Yeah, I
feel
mean,
to
they made
anything.
everyone's shorts out of the same piece of material.
Literally. Just
I don't know.
Crops.
Just the ant's performance gives you that 80s horror creepy feeling. And if you don't know, like at the end when she's talking, when they go to the flashback, that just won't do. You can see her breath coming out. Like, how cold was it in this? Where are they shooting this?
stage. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see her breath, and she was so creepy. And I remember that vividly when I was a little kid. That creepy aunt. The way she talked. My whole thing about this movie was like, yeah, you could probably guess the killer, but you can't guess the killer. 80s slasher, over the top, weird looking deaths and things like that. That's what you love. Just give me a camp and a killer, and you got a movie. I mean, shit, there's 4 or 5 of these. There's fucking 13 Jasons or something.
Yeah. Freddy
And that's
Krueger.
all you need. You don't need all of the jump effects and all that stuff like they have in the modern things. And they try to get too gory now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, they figure that's the only way they can scare people and stuff is.
yeah, it's not scary. It just, it's kind of gross.
Visually
Makes blood rush
traumatizing.
to my feet. But but for this movie, just from beginning to end of the not having any actors and just keeping you engrossed with the overacting, like absolutely zero training, and they're like, hey, you're really angry in this scene. And it's like, so you're gonna be really calm and you're gonna be really angry. Now we know people like this don't exist. Maybe in the future in the Navy, a little CWIS tech, he might be that way. But Ricky, there was no in
Everybody's on a
between with
hairline
Ricky.
trigger.
Yeah, careful with Ricky, with crossing him. But like Adam said, he's a ride or die loyal gorilla.
Yeah.
If you ask him to bash
family,
someone's
man,
head in,
you know.
he'll do it.
Like Fast and Furious. He's got family.
He's got family. My ranking for this is an 8.5 because it has everything I want in a movie. And I never wanted a girl with a penis. But
That was
like
just a
Joe
bonus
said,
for you.
this would have been a great movie without the serial killing. Just if all those deaths were accidental.
like he implied. It was accident, right? It was accident.
Let me
Ain't
get
got
this fucking
insurance,
corn.
This kid's gonna fucking
Just a coming of age story with accidental deaths.
yeah, and I'm trying to survive.
Yeah, the girl's curling her hair, she fucking hears a noise, she sits it down, and then she goes back over there and trips, and right up the cooter is a curling iron,
Yeah.
It's happened. So I give it a good 8.5 for this one, Andy, and thank you for picking it. I mean, I didn't think you would. I thought you would joke about it. But and I'm glad you guys got to watch it. And the good thing is when you do get other people to watch it and all of this shit is coming and you see their reactions and you just kind of sit back and enjoy that. But I enjoy this movie every time I watch it.
Yeah. I don't think. Well, it's definitely not on brand for me, so I couldn't recommend this to anybody really per se. But I mean, like, there's plenty to talk about with this movie, that's for sure. There's definitely lots of laughs to be had because it is so insane. But not really a fan of the genre, which always helps. So I'll just cut to the chase. I give this movie a 4. I mean,
Oh.
but I
I
will
didn't see that coming.
have that discussion with anybody about this thing that's endured it because there's plenty to unpack. So I guess from a weird secondary entertainment value of discussing this movie, it delivers, but as far as cinema itself, not for me.